All right. What's up, Notjust developers? You know what time it is? It's time to kickstart Notjust Hack 2023 edition, the best hackathon for mobile developers, where we challenge you to build a mobile application in just 3 days and compete for our grand prize and brand new MacBook Air M2. Welcome everyone who is joining this live. To be fair, so many people are joining that it took me a bit of time to get into the zone to talk to all of you, and I'm so excited for everyone who is joining today. The goal for today's live stream is to, first of all, kickstart the Notjust Hack 2023, to talk about the important details so that everyone knows what to expect and when to do what. I'm gonna introduce the timeline and deadlines, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the demo day, which is going to happen this Thursday. So this Thursday, we're gonna know the winners. Anyway, at the end, I also want to discuss some personal stories about my experience with hackathons and how they changed my life. And I will also answer your questions that you might have. So feel free to drop them in the chat, and our team will try to take notes so that we can go through them in order to make sure that everyone knows what's happening. All right, so hello everyone in the chat. How are you doing, guys? Where are you joining the hackathon from? Let's see the geography of our community. And without further ado, what's the second prize? About that, I'm going to talk in a minute. Let's cover all the steps together. So I think we can get started. Let's roll the intro. All right, so Notjust Hack. This is the second edition of the hackathon that we're organizing for mobile developers. And this year, we've got twice as many developers that signed up to participate. So it's a huge increase, and I want to thank you everyone for joining and for showing your interest. I really hope that you will manage to build an application by the end of this this hackathon, because that's the best way, the best gift that you can get out of a hackathon. Learning experience, opportunity to work with others, and to compete for great prizes. I'm not gonna lie, very excited, and you can see that through my emotions, it comes out. But let's go ahead and kickstart with Notjust Hack. The whole idea is that we want to challenge you to build a mobile application in just 3 days. And before you say that that's impossible or that's unrealistic, I'll say that no, that's actually possible if you approach it correctly, if you prioritize right, if you focus on the main thing and kind of ignore the rest of the things in order to show a proof of concept. Of course, we don't expect like fully working or production ready applications. We expect ideas, we expect to see progress, we expect to see learnings during these 3 days. And if you're up to this, you're gonna have a great time. And don't underestimate what can be built in just 3 days. Back when I didn't know anything about web development, I joined a hackathon and I managed to build a working application, a working forum where people could sign up and post questions in just 3 days. Yes, I worked a lot. Yes, I drank a lot of coffee and Red Bulls, but seeing the result definitely changed my next steps in my career, and maybe I'm going to talk about that experience a bit later. But what I want to say is that it's definitely possible, and we are not looking for production-ready applications. Give it a try. Every small application is worth a chance here. About this, we're going to talk a bit later, but this year we are introducing a hackathon topic. This is something new, and during this year, we're going to have a topic and everyone will code for the same idea. I think this will make it more interesting for everyone, and it will make it more fair for us to judge the project at the end. For the topics, we ran a poll, and probably you also voted because we've got a lot of votes. And the topic with the most votes out of this poll is local community support. Apps connecting local businesses to customers or promoting local events. So, the topic for this year's hackathon is local community support. Build any applications that are targeted to helping local communities thrive. It's quite general, so there are so many ideas that you can handle here as long as it has some implication with local communities. It can be applications, it can be supporting businesses, it can be supporting the local tourism, experience, local learning. So there is a lot of things that you can brainstorm there. A bit later, I'm also going to show you a quick way to generate thousands of ideas. Anyway, the prizes, and this is answering the questions that we received there, will be the following. So for the third best application, we have a $500 from IBM StepZen. IBM StepZen decided to support this event, and they're offering the prize for the third place. And yeah, thank you very much, IBM StepZen, for sponsoring this. The second place, the second best application, will receive the full stack mobile developer course. This is provided by our academy, where you can learn to build React Native applications with full stack mobile applications with React Native and AWS. So the second place will receive a free entry to our course worth at $500. And a little secret, probably, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but we're also expecting a Black Friday deal. So keep an eye on that. Anyway, and for the first place, as you already saw probably out there, the prize is going to be a brand new MacBook Air M2. So yeah, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. If I could, I would also participate for a brand new MacBook Air M2 because mine is getting a bit old and I would also need one. But anyway, you have a chance to code, compete, and win the MacBook Air M2. Perfect. So why participate? Yep. What's in it for you besides prizes? Because prizes are, yes, of course, a very good motivation why you should join. But in my opinion, the learning and the experience that you get out of it is way more important. Because if I think back from all the hackathons that I joined and I won, I cannot remember a lot of the prizes that I've got there. Maybe they were monetary or something like that, but I definitely remember the experience. I definitely remember and still am in touch with people, with co-founders that we joined, created teams. I definitely remember all the learnings that I've got from the hackathons. So the best thing that you can take out of this experience is, of course, the challenge itself, to see for yourself what you can build in 3 days. And I can guarantee that you're going to learn something new. If you are pretty confident mobile developer, take this opportunity to learn maybe a new technology, a new tool, a new library, maybe a new backend as a service that you wanted to try for a long time. This is a great way to put it into practice, into a real project, have hands-on experience with a tool that you wanted to learn, and in a very short time, in just 3 days, you can get a lot of experience with it and decide if you want to continue using that tool or technology. There are a lot of reasons why to join, and yeah, who knows, maybe the application that you're gonna start here is going to be worth spending more time polishing it and publishing it in a couple of months on the market and starting growing the application. That's also the case of participants from previous year's hackathon. We met with one of the team that won the hackathon, or was the second place, and they told us that they continue working on it, they launched it, they started growing it and getting users. So That's our goal, to see new applications built out there and new learnings gained for you. The timeline. This is important, the timeline, when and what is happening. All of this information you can see at notjust.dev/hack. So every time you are confused, go there, and most probably we listed the information that you are looking for on that page. But here is the timeline for the next 4 days. So today is Monday. Today marks the beginning of a hackathon phase. Today, it's time for you to already start working on the application that you're gonna submit. And that's gonna be the case for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So 3 days of coding, of planning, of building. So yeah, grab a lot of coffee. Make sure you get some time. Probably you don't have to spend like 24/7 working on the project, because I understand some of you might have a day job, but even spending a couple of hours in the evening on a project is enough to submit something. We're gonna have daily live streams in order to answer your questions, guys, during this period. So yeah, keep an eye on our channel as well. The deadline to submit your project is Wednesday at the end of the day in the GMT time zone. So Wednesday, by the end of the day, if you want to submit the project to compete for the prizes and to be present at the demo day, you're gonna have to submit it by Wednesday night. Hopefully that's clear. And more information about the deadline, about the submission form, about the demo day, criteria, and so on, you can of course find at notjust.dev/hack. So Mark put a reminder for you not to forget at midnight in GMT, we're gonna close the application form to give everyone the same chances of winning. Then what will happen is that our juries, someone from our team and externally, they will review all the applications, and hopefully by Thursday we're gonna manage in time to review all the applications and to have a list of best projects that will be presented at the demo day. A quick note here. You're not gonna have to present live. All you have to do is record a 2 minutes video presentation and submit it. Then this video we're gonna present at the demo day publicly on YouTube, so everyone from our community will be able to see what you've been working on, but without you having to worry about giving the presentation live, because we know what happens with live demos. So yeah, the most important part is the deadline. So make sure to submit your presentation by 22nd November, midnight at GMT time zone. GMT is London, so make sure to convert it to your time zone to not miss it. I'm leaving here also the URL for the application form. Let me drop it also in the chat so that you can put it somewhere in the notes. But yeah, of course, we're gonna send it to your email if you signed up as well. All right. What's next? Any questions about the timeline, the deadline, and so on? Or we can go to the evaluation criteria. Where we'll submit it? You will submit it to this Google form. I pasted the link in the description, and you can also find the link on the notjust.dev/hack. So if you go to notjust.dev/hack, here is where we put all the information. So if you scroll down to the part, to the demo day, here you can see more information about the presentation requirements and a button to submit your project. So if you go there, you will be able to submit it here. Perfect. This is quite important. Hopefully it's clear. Can you explain more about the topic, local community support? Yeah, let me get back to that after covering the evaluation criteria. We're going to talk about the topic. Maybe we're going to brainstorm together some ideas that you can build for the topic. Anyway, regarding the evaluation criteria, as I said, after you submit the projects, juries from our team and also from StepZen will evaluate the projects, will vote for the best ones, and they will use the following evaluation criteria. The first one, which is very important, sorry, wait a second, need to sneeze. The first criteria, which is very important, is whether your project is following the hackathon theme or not. So if it's something that is not related to the hackathon theme and it's something that you just wanted to build, that's great. You can publish it. Maybe we can give you some feedback, but it's not going to be considered for the winners because we want everyone to have the same context and the same rules and the same chances to win the prize. So make sure to build something for the hackathon theme and in the presentation specify how is this helping local communities. The next one is the idea. For this criteria, we're going to evaluate how useful is the project in the real world. The usefulness of a project, basically, how well it solves a specific problem. Because if it's something that doesn't solve a real problem, probably it's not going to be a very useful application. Yes, maybe you learned a lot, but in a hackathon, we are also looking for people who are who are problem solvers and who are thinking about what can I build to actually help people, help local communities in this situation. The next one is UI UX. Here, we're not going to look into crazy animations or user interfaces. What we are going to look into is to have a clean design, to be clear to understand, consistent over screens. So yeah, my advice to you is to keep it simple and consistent. Don't go crazy because there is no time to implement advanced features, animations, and so on. So it should be usable, it should be simple, and should have a taste. That's the idea. The next one, realization. So during the demo day, you're gonna present the idea that you have and where the idea is going to be evaluated here, the usefulness of idea. In this part, we're going to evaluate how well did you implement the idea, because you can be very good at generating ideas, of thinking of a really useful idea. And here we're gonna see how well you implemented it, how much of a solution you managed to build. My recommendation is to focus on having the most critical features first as workable features. In the realization phase, we're mostly going to look at the main features that are there to solve a problem that you intend to solve. For example, if in your demo you're going to show us login screens, sign-ups, or forget password, that's not going to be a very big differentiator factor for your application, because most applications need an authentication screen. So don't spend a lot of time on these screens that are not specific to your solution. Focus mostly on the features that are critical to your application. That's the advice. And you can be sloppy on the other parts. In some situations, maybe you don't even need an authentication system, because that takes time to implement, and if you can think of ways to take a shortcut there, I would advise you to do so, because it will not give you a lot of, let's say, points in the evaluation. Focus on primary features. And the last evaluation criteria is the presentation, your presentation skills that we will evaluate based on the video presentation that you are going to submit. how clear it is, how easy it is to understand. So more tips about the presentation I will give on Wednesday, also live here on YouTube. There are also some requirements, not a lot. I really try to have as little requirements as possible and to offer you as much freedom as possible. But because in order to give everyone the same chances, here are some requirements. The project must be a mobile application. So our hackathon is focused on mobile development. And yes, that's what we will evaluate, mobile applications. On the other hand, you can use any tools, technologies, or frameworks that you know best to build it. So we're not going to look at if it's React Native or not, if it's Flutter or maybe something else. If you know that tool or framework, go ahead and use it and build a mobile application. The next one, this is a very important one. The project should be started during the hackathon. For that, we're going to look at the GitHub history. So we need to make sure that what you present here is not something that you've been working on for the last year, but it's something new, a new idea. So yeah, instead of submitting something that was created a long time ago, try to brainstorm a new idea, try to build something new, give it a go. And yeah, maybe this is going to be your new project. So a pro tip here, make sure to commit and push often. We're also going to look a bit through the code. However, we're not going to evaluate the code. So it doesn't matter for us how clean your code is, how scalable your code is, because during a hackathon, that's not the priority. Don't try to make it very try to make it performant. But if that takes you a lot of time, forget it and focus on features, focus on usability. Because that's what is going to give you points, not necessarily how clean your code is and so on. You don't have a lot of time, so it's better to focus on moving fast. And the third requirement is that you can work alone or you can work in teams. And the teams should be free of maximum 3 people. So if you have coworkers, if you have colleagues, if you have other people who you are studying with or who you're working with, make sure to invite them as well, because in teams you can build something better. And yeah, go ahead, build something with the team, present them during your presentation, and you're allowed to join with teams as well. However, it is on you to create the team, it is on you to find partners, and it is also on you to split the prize if you eventually win. You can find teammates on Discord. I'm also going to leave a link in the description for our public Discord group where you can collaborate with others and maybe team up to build something bigger as a group of people. Anti-requirements, what we don't expect. Well, I really don't expect anyone to use a specific tool or framework. Our content is very focused on React Native, but this is not a requirement. If you know something better, if you know another tool that can help you, go ahead and use that. As long as it is a mobile application, I'm gonna be fine with that. Also, treat it as an opportunity to learn a new tool if that's something that you've been thinking of. The second one, you don't have to have a finished product. This is very important because, in my opinion, this can prevent people from submitting their project during the demo day. You've been working on it, and you will know that, hey, not everything is finished, not everything is polished, something is crashing, something is not working, something is hard-coded. That's okay. That's some progress. Show us what you have done during the last 3 days, what you have learned, and everything as little as it is worth a shot. So believe me that everyone has the same conditions. Everyone has 3 days, and believe me, nobody is going to be able to, maybe someone will be able to build like a really production-ready application that can be deployed on the market. We don't expect that. We expect proof of concepts, we expect MVPs. Sometimes at hackathons, people only have a presentation. They might not even have time to implement a solution. If that's you, you can also submit it, and we're gonna review it. We're gonna definitely review it during our process. All right, so what I wanted to say is give it a try, submit as little as you have by the end of the hackathon. And finally, I want to say that you don't have to be a pro to put together a small proof of concept. Look at it as a learning opportunity. Go ahead, start from something small, build a feature, build something there, learn, research. There is so many resources out there from where you can learn. In fact, when I first joined a hackathon, I didn't know anything about web development. Yes, I had some programming background. I knew like what's an array, what's a list, and so on, but I didn't have experience with web development. And what I did is literally Googled how to build an application. I found something about Django, and in the next 2 hours, I was going through the documentation trying to at least start a project, blank project. Then let's see how I can add posts. Let's see how can I add users, images, and so on. So in 3 days, we found a lot of sleep. Like you see how the application grows, and at the same time, you learn something new. So no matter your experience, give it a try. And yes, let me stop for a bit before I go into some resources that I've prepared to share with you and see if we have some questions. Let's see if the team prepared some questions. Someone is asking for a certificate for the participators. Let's think about that. That's a great idea. Maybe. I cannot promise it, but maybe we will do something. Any questions so far? Can we do 5 days? No, it's too late. The hackathon is going to be 3 days. So give it a try. Do maybe less features, but do them in 3 days. Progressive web applications. Someone is asking. I'm not sure exactly where is the question, but the question should most probably is if it's allowed to build a PVA, a progressive web application. I would say yes, as long as like your demo and the intended platform for your application is going to be a mobile. As long as it's mobile, I think that's fine. So you can build a PVA. Please share the evaluation criteria document. You can find that at notjust.dev/hack. All the information here will be there. I might also upload the PDF if you are interested. Wait. I'll be working alone. There should be prizes for solo people as well, in my opinion, because teams will most likely have better project. Well, it really depends. We're going to look into that. We're going to analyze if it was built by one person or multiple people. But sometimes one person can build something better. May we use Firebase as a serverless application? Yes, you can use Firebase. Yes, you can use AWS Amplify. You can use Supabase. Anything that you know, that you have experience, and that will help you speed up the development process. I am all for it. Dom, the founder, I've already been working on my app for this topic. Actually, I wanted to use this to finish it. Can I show my product, but I can be disqualified from the prizes? Yeah, I think you can do that. Or maybe what I would suggest you to do is, your application probably is huge. Like, it has a lot of feature. Take one small feature that you haven't worked on and start a new project and start implementing that specific feature. And use this hackathon to build that proof of concept, test it out, see it for yourself, and after that you can integrate it back in your application. But for yourself, like take it as a challenge to build something from the ground. Also for the same problem, for the same solution, but something separate. What about the UX? Should we submit it as well? In the video presentation that you're gonna do, there will be a 1-minute demo where you're gonna show us some screens from your application. So that's what we are going to use to review your UI UX. The application should be work on iOS and Android. No, either one, either iOS or Android. If it's for both, if you're using a cross-platform thing like React Native, then definitely you can submit it as well. I mean, it's fine if it only works for iOS or Android. All right, I'm going to come back to the questions. And hopefully the team will select some ideas here. But let me go back to share some resources that you can use. I want to know how many of you are new to this channel. How many of you are joining this hackathon for the first time? Yeah, let's see. Catalina, maybe you can ask that question after the current poll. Because if you're new here, I would like to introduce a little bit about our work that we do at notjustdev. At notjustdev, we help mobile developers build full-stack mobile applications, and we usually focus on React Native for the front end, for the mobile applications, for iOS and Android. And on the back end, sometimes we do AWS Amplify, sometimes we do Supabase, and other backend as a service. So on our channel, you can find a lot of resources, a lot of project-based tutorials that you can take inspiration and take as a starting point for your application. We do very long form content, like 4 hours, 5 hours, but I always make sure to cover end to end. I don't only cover like one small feature, I cover building like the main features of an application. So when approaching a hackathon, you can approach it very similar to how I structure the applications there. I always focus on the main features first. I start with a UI, then connect it with a backend as a service tool, because that speeds up the development process. So yeah, check out our channel. There are a lot of projects that you can take as inspiration, as a starting point for your for the project that you're gonna build. Also, if you want to learn more in depth about React Native and AWS, you can check out our full stack mobile developer course. You can access it at academy.notjust.dev. This is our premium course for full stack mobile development. It's way more in depth, and actually it gives you a blueprint for building end-to-end applications from idea all the way till the market, all the way till you publish it to the market. Maybe you're not going to have time to do that during the hackathon, but if you plan to continue working as a mobile developer, if you're interested in learning React Native, then you can check that out to improve your skills and become a better developer. And by the way, this Black Friday, we are getting started on Thursday. We'll have a very huge sale for our course, so make sure to keep an eye on that as well. Another place where you can get help is our Discord community. We will leave a link in the chat and maybe in the description as well, where you can join our Discord community. We have more than 7,000 members, and collaborate there, ask questions, help each other, maybe find a teammate if you want to collaborate at the project, ask questions. We're gonna try to have someone from the team there ready to help and answer your questions. So that's some of the resources, but most importantly is you have Google as a resource, as the most important one. Nowadays, maybe even AI tools is more important than Google. You can use ChatGPT to basically brainstorm ideas. You can use it to give you suggestions about the code, to learn to code, to fix bugs. You can use other AI tools for user interface. So sky is the limit, really. It all depends on how bad you want to actually build something usable in just 3 days, because the resources are out there waiting for you to find them. So finally, let me finish this part with the next steps so that everyone knows what to expect next and what they have to do next. After that, we're gonna get into a longer Q&A session. So yeah, let's get started with the next steps first. So today, officially, the hackathon is launched. The hackathon is started, so you can already start working on your applications. I would suggest starting with brainstorming and choosing one idea. If you have a team, gather together and start thinking about ideas, what you can do to build an application that would help local communities. I remind you that theme is local community support, and we're looking for apps connecting local business to customers or promoting local events. The subtitle is really very vague. The most important part is the title, local community support. As long as it's helping local communities, that's perfect. So don't spend too much time here on the brainstorming. I think maximum a couple of hours should be enough. And after you have an idea, go ahead and draw some sketches or some mocks for yourself. You're not gonna have to submit them, but visualizing and putting your ideas on paper will help you understand what features you're gonna have, what will be the main focus, what you can remove, what you can cut down, and so on. So I recommend starting with some sketches. Don't go crazy here. I don't think you have time to do some Figma sketches. I think a pen and a paper should be more than enough. Just draw some boxes, very low fidelity, just to have an understanding of where things will be placed. After that, decide what features are the most important, and this is very important. Again, you have only 3 days. This is very limited amount of time. You're not gonna have the necessary time to implement everything that you plan. So make sure to choose the features that are at the core of your solution. So if this is an application about looking for events, I would expect the application to at least have a list of events. Maybe it doesn't have a login form or forget password or settings or dark and light mode. That's not important. An application promoting local events should have a list of events. Start there. Maybe next feature would be the event page and setting saying that you want to go there. Filtering, searching. See for yourself what are the most important features for the product that you want to build. After you do that, get going, get coding, roll your sleeves, get stock on some coffee, and start building the application. I would recommend you to start as soon as today in order to have time to build the proof of concept by Wednesday evening. So this is going to be the main phase of the hackathon, building, coding the application. On Wednesday, make sure to record and submit the presentation for your project by the end of the day. So make sure that you dedicate some time to preparing and recording the presentation as well. Keep it simple. You don't have to edit anything much. Just show us the presentation. Tell us about your idea, what problems it solves, and show us the result that you have managed to accomplish. Then that's it for yourself. All we have to do is to do the public demo day, which is going to be on 23rd November here on YouTube. And you're gonna sit back, relax, and watch for the results for the applications that were built during the hackathon. During the demo day, we're also going to announce the winners. But again, you're not gonna have to present live. We're gonna use the pre-recorded videos that you are going to send us. And that's it. That's the next steps. Make sure maybe you can take a screenshot to know what you have to do and what is the main deadline. And I want to remind everyone that the theme for this year is local community support. Applications connecting local businesses to customers or promoting local events. With that, actually, I want to say that the most important things for today's presentation, I hope I covered. You can find all the details on notjust.dev/hack. If you're watching it on 21st November, there is still time to sign up and participate. If you're watching it later, probably you should keep an eye on our channel for future events that we're going to organize. Now, I would like to go into some and answer some questions from you guys. If something is still not clear, please let me know and we can talk about that. When it comes to brainstorming ideas, what I did was I simply asked ChatGPT to give me some ideas for applications about local community support, and actually it did a very good job. It got me a lot of ideas. So now I can share it some with you. You can do the same. AI tools now rule the world. So the first one, local business finder application, an application that allows users to discover local businesses in the area. Features could include business categories, customer reviews, local location-based search, and integration with social media platforms. So with this approach, probably you're going to build something similar to Google Maps, but with the focus on local businesses, maybe reviews from locals or recommendations from locals that would be more beneficial to tourists. I don't know. Community event calendar. This is about helping local events promote themselves. What next? Local market online platform, an app that brings the local market experience online, allowing users to browse and purchase goods from local vendors. This would be like a P2P marketplace where people can list and buy things locally. Local business loyalty program. This is quite interesting thing. Like it's very unique. It's a mobile loyalty application for local businesses where customers can earn rewards, discounts, or special offers for frequent visit or purchases. Very interesting idea. Real-time local deals app. What deals are there in your city maybe? Neighborhood guide application. Event planning and collaboration tool. So yeah, as you can see, I don't think there should be a lack of ideas. You can use AI tools to help you in that aspect. Let's see if there are any questions. Okay. I'm not sure where to start with questions. How and where do you submit the presentation? Is it done via email? No, there is a Google form for the presentation. So all you have to do, go to notjust.dev/hack, scroll down until you see the demo day, and there is a button that you can press, and it will take you to the Google Forms, where you can submit it. I also pasted the URL in the chat, and I will do it once again. The backend node can't be used. I'm not sure what does it refer to. Maybe it was a question before, but Node.js is allowed. Like any backend technology is allowed. So if you want to build a Node.js backend, that's perfectly fine. If you want to use a backend as a service tool like Firebase, Supabase, AWS Amplify, that will speed up your development time and can help you move faster. So that's totally fine as well. Do we need to present live on demo day? No, you don't have to present live on the demo day. On the demo day, we're going to play the presentation of the best applications. So depending how many people will submit, we're gonna select the top X amount. I'm not exactly sure how many we will fit. And those projects will be presented, and at the end, we're going to announce the winners. Aditya, hello. Aditya is saying, haven't planned any idea till now, but I'm thinking about seasonal vegetable e-com application with Expo and Sanity. What do you suggest for me? That's a great idea. I think, yeah, it's just a matter of sketching something out and implementing it. Matteo is also giving a very good suggestion. You can check out the last year's submission to see how it looked like. Exactly. If you want, you can look at, I'm not sure if it's going to be under the events, but under the blog on our website. There should be the demo day for Notjust Hack from previous year. And here, some demos are already removed from YouTube, but some of them are still there. So you can check out some of the presentations here to see how it went. This is the application that I met the founders, and they are still working on the application. Yeah, I can drop a link to this page as well in the chat. Aditya is asking, is backend necessary, or we can use the demo API or JSON data? Again, here, yes, you can also use maybe hard-coded data like JSON data, but it depends on exactly what you're building. If you are building like an application that will list events or communities or places, I think that's perfectly fine to have a JSON file with details about events or lists or something like that you can manually update with new things. That's perfectly fine. I don't think in that situation you necessarily need a database. Start with that and only add the database and a backend when it makes sense, when you need it. For example, to list the events, you can use a JSON. And when you see that, hey, I also have some time to make users sign up for events. Let me add a database where I can link and sign up a user ID to an event page and display a number of users. So yeah, start small and see what you manage to implement, and then submit whatever you have at the end. And we're gonna analyze, or we're gonna evaluate the end result. I'm unable to sign up. How to register for the Hackathon project? To register, you go to notjust.dev/hack, or you go on our website and there is a banner at the top, and you simply fill in this form. After you fill in this form, you're gonna receive a confirmation email that you should go ahead and follow a URL to confirm your spot. Everything else, that's everything that you have to do. A very good question. Is it necessarily to only promote local events? Can it be like the safety application for local people and community? Guys, again, very good question. The main thing that you should follow is these three words: local, community, support. Everything else, feel free to build something that relates to this. It doesn't necessarily have to be about events. It doesn't have to be about businesses. It doesn't have to be about something specific. It can be anything that can help local community. So a safety application for local people, that would be a really great idea. I know in USA there are applications that local communities are using to flag potential danger in a local area, and everyone else receives notifications about that danger. That's a great, like, probably one of the best applications that you could build for local community support, supporting local communities. So yes, the answer is yes. As long as it's about local communities, perfect. Have you tried developing with Ignite? If yes, what are your thoughts? No, I haven't actually tried. Katalin, did we ask how many people are new here? I'm gonna scroll up a bit to look for questions. What is the theme of a hackathon? It's right in front here. Local community support. +7 time zone would be staying all night. Sorry, I'm starting it like in the middle of the day for me in order to cover the whole world in a way. Will advanced features like notification and maps make the application stand out? If it works to amplify the solution that you're providing, definitely. Like if you are building, let's say, the safety application that I just mentioned, that people can, I don't know, pin dangers on a map, I think having a map and notifications are very important. Are they required? It depends if you manage to implement them. Again, you can start the project, implement some features, and if you have time, I think in such an application, map and notifications are valuable because this is what the application is about. While in other applications, notifications might be a nice to have feature, not necessarily a requirement. Let's say a dating application, I don't think that in a local dating application, notifications are required. Because it's not the main thing of application. Like the application can still be used without notifications. Yes, it's better to have notifications, but that's a nice to have. While in a application specific to sending notifications, real-time notifications about danger, let's say, in that situation, notification can be a must-have. So yeah, it depends on the application. But definitely, like having more advanced features, we will see that. We will analyze it as well. Because if you remember, in the evaluation criteria, there is this realization. And the realization is the completeness and complexity of your project that will be evaluated. I'm gonna scroll up to find more questions, and then I'm gonna come back to the real-time questions. Brian said, I started this morning and very happy with the progress. I'm so happy. People already started working. And 70% of people are new here. Oh my God, that's so much. I didn't expect that. So I would say, welcome on board. Probably I have to introduce myself because I always forget. My name is Vadim, and I'm running the Notjust development channel, where I'm helping mobile developers build full stack mobile applications with impact. Applications that will change, will have an impact on the world. And if probably, I promised that at the end, maybe I'm gonna tell a bit my story of my relationship with hackathons and why I decide to organize them every year on our channel. So the thing is that hackathons played a very huge role into the learning process in my career, but not only learning, but also the competitiveness and trying to build more, trying to build faster, trying to build bigger. The hackathons were also the thing that got me into enjoying startups and really going into that directions of indie hacking, startups, building something of my own instead of working for a big corporation. Because I had also that chance. I received an offer from Amazon to work as a software engineer, but I said, no, I'm gonna go and build notjustdev and help developers out there build mobile applications. Anyway, the story about the hackathon. So I started my coding journey around like already 10 years ago. And for first 3 years, I was studying it at, let's say, high school. And at that moment, I was focused on on the programming concepts. Like I was doing C++. I was participating at a lot of contests, at international contests as well. So I was really into algorithms and so on. Not a lot to do with solving problems, but about like very technical programming problems. And I really enjoy these contests, but after finishing the high school, it was a point that I didn't have any contests because it was only for the school. And I lacked that aspect of competing, participating, trying something. So I saw an ad about a hackathon, probably the same situation as for you. You maybe saw an ad, you saw an email or something like that. And I decided to join that hackathon, even though I didn't have any experience building actual web applications or, let's say, user-facing applications. I only had some basic programming knowledge. But when it comes to building user applications, I was zero. So I went there, I was like probably 16, I don't know. My math is bad. So I went there with one of my friends. We had an idea, but we were so shy. We felt that we don't belong there. Everyone there was talking about like some kind of APIs, backends, performance, databases. And we're two like students, very young, like looking like what's happening here. And we started talking with one of the organizers, and we said like, yeah, we have an idea, but we are shy, we don't know. Probably we're gonna just look or maybe join a team. And she forced us to actually go ahead and implement that. And we said, okay, let's actually give it a try. So we found the third co-founder the next day, who helped us with the business side, with the design and so on. And we started working. So for the next, it was during a weekend. So during 48 or 72 hours, I slept around 4 hours. And the rest was just coding, researching, trying things, and so on. So as I said, like I didn't know anything. So the first thing to do was, what is the easiest or what is the best way to build a website? So I saw a couple of options. One of them was Django. It was using Python, something completely new to me. I found like the documentation, it was a bit clear to me, like, and I said like, okay, let me just try to follow the documentation to initialize the project. Okay, after 1 or 2 hours, it was initialized. Okay, let me try to see how I can render some text. All right, it's here. Some images. Oh, it's actually possible. Then like how to add a database, how to add sign-in, authentication, and so on. So by the end of 3 days, we were the only team that had a working prototype. Everyone else at the demo day just presented their PowerPoint, a couple of slides about their idea, about some research and validation that they have done. And that's it. They stopped there. Even with all their experience of coding and programming, they didn't do it. And for us, we showed the presentation, and at the end, we showed a QR code where everyone watching the presentation could actually join the application and already start using it. So at the presentation, we look at the application. We already see people actually using it in the, from the audience. And it was, I don't know, it was such a great feeling. I remember it up to this day, seeing something that you've built in 48 hours out there being used by real people and seeing people interact and get value out of it. So yeah, that was my experience. And after that hackathon, we won a prize, of course, which I don't remember because the prizes are not the most important thing in a hackathon. The experience and the learning that you get is more important. But yeah, after that, we continue working on that application for more than a year. We had really great result. We got a lot of press coverage in our country. News websites were talking about our application, and it was crazy. Like I remember, I was traveling and I came to Moldova and I looked at Google Analytics, seeing like hundreds of live users using the application. I was like, whoa, that's something different. We ended up getting to TechCrunch in Berlin, which is a startup event, a huge startup event. We had a booth there. We presented the application. So yeah, that was how I got into startups and building application, starting with a hackathon. The story of the project, if you're interested, is that the co-founders lost interest. We went our ways, and we said like probably that was a good learning experience, and now we should start probably or focus on something else. But anyway, it taught me a lot. It gave me the love of hackathons. After that, I also participated in a lot of others, and it's always a fun experience and very transformative. It's either you're building something that can have its own life afterwards, after the hackathon, if you're continuing working on it, or you can build something to learn a new tool, technology, and so on. So yeah, that was the story. Hopefully I gave you a little bit more intro in what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And the same, why I'm organizing the hackathons is that I want to give you guys the same opportunity as the hackathon that I first joined gave to me. I want to give you this opportunity, and maybe in a couple of years, you're going to remember that, hey, remember Not Just Hack? That's when our application started. And I'm really interested to see the results and to see what you guys will build during the next 3 days. So yeah, let's get back to some questions. We are over 1 hour, but if there are more questions, I can cover them. Someone is asking to show this slide, so you can take a screenshot. Where are you from and where do you live? I'm from Moldova. Let me know if you know where that is. But I live in Spain, in Canary Islands. Do you have to make the app in English? Can you make it in Somali? As long as, I don't know, for us, reviewers will be clear to be able to review it. Because, yeah, we speak English. There are some of, yeah, probably the best is going to be to have it in English. Or at least like in the demo to present it and to explain, but you're not going to have a lot of time to do that. So I would recommend doing it in English, even if it's not the best English, it's perfectly fine as long as we understand and we are able to review it. Today is 20th in my region and country. As far as I know, for me as well, it's 20th. So yes, this is the first day. It's already time to code, to build. So right after, I'm not gonna hold you more during this stream. Probably in 5 to 10 minutes, we can wrap up and actually start working on it. Can someone still sign up and join the hackathon? Yes, you can still sign up. We didn't close the doors. Even like 1 hour before the event closes, you can sign up. And if you manage in 1 hour to build something and submit, go ahead, try to do it. Can I also publish my app on the demo day? What do you mean to publish? We don't expect your applications to be published on the market. That's quite a long process, and I don't want you to spend time on that. Yeah, so the only thing that you should submit is a GitHub to your repository, to your source code, and a video presentation of 2 minutes. That's it. The first place will win a MacBook. Yes, that's right. Rogelio, hello, thank you very much. Basit is asking, I'm not sure if it's the question for me, but it's asking, are you also participating in this hackathon? No, I'm not. I mean, I might, but I'm not gonna compete for the prizes, of course, guys. This is for you. Actually, maybe I should build something, but at the same time I have to I'll be on Discord most of the time to help you. Like, if you have some questions, feel free to ask them there. Does it have to be a public repo, or would we invite you to the project? In a perfect scenario, it should be a public repo. If for some reason you really need to have it private, maybe you can put it private, but make sure to give us access. We're gonna have very limited time to review, so we're gonna spend most of the night from Wednesday to Thursday reviewing all the submissions. And if during that period of time we're not gonna have access to your project, it's going to be impossible for us to review your source code. So yeah, as I say, we have very limited time from Wednesday night till Thursday midday. We have to review all the applications that you're going to submit. So it's a lot of work for our team, and hopefully we're going to manage. When are we supposed to start developing the application? Now, go for it. Leave this live stream. All the important information I already told you. Go ahead and start building, start coding. I'm going to share again the timeline. So the main hackathon started today, 20th November, and it's all the way till Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to have a live stream. We'll see exactly the topic of that live stream. On Wednesday, I'm gonna have a live stream talking about the demo day and giving you some tips how you can present. So try today, tomorrow, and the first part of Wednesday to focus on building the application, and leave the second part of Wednesday to preparing the presentation and submitting the demo. On Thursday, we have a demo day. Can we have a username to give access to the repository? My username, I'm gonna show it here probably. If you want your repository to be private, make sure to give access to me, to this username. I'm going to paste it in the chat as well. Catalina is running some polls. All right, so there are people that value the full stack mobile development course more than a MacBook Air M2. I'm very flattered to hear that, to be honest. Let's go. But of course, the best prize, the thing that everyone is excited about is the MacBook Air M2. I have template repository that I make before this event. Can I use it? It really depends how much things are there. Shiv Shah is asking, will you be running our application or will you be looking at the video mostly? It depends. We'll try to also run the applications. So try to have some steps like how to install, like if there needs to be anything specific done. But yeah, like the video is the most important part. I am building an app, but I am uploading video to Firebase real-time data, and when trying to retrieve it in the app, it gets very even. Oh, I don't know about Firebase, to be honest. Sorry. Which type of project do I have to create? Have to create a mobile application for the topic local community support. I'm gonna scroll up to see if there are more important questions. Catalin or anyone from the team who is listening, if you find some important questions, please send it to me. Do we need to host the backend or is it gonna be able to use localhost 1 as well? I think you can use localhost as well. But if you can easily host the backend, I would recommend you to do that. So yes, 78% of people are excited about the MacBook, 17 for the full stack mobile development course. And by the way, guys, I want to remind you that our course, we're preparing a Black Friday deal. So if you're interested, keep an eye. That's going to happen at the end of a week. So we're going to announce that later. What if I don't want to go to Git? We're going to need Git. Git is a requirement. I mean, we need a GitHub repository to validate and to see that you are building a project now and to see the source code. What about the certificate? Let's run a poll. Let me actually run it myself. I'm interested how many people care about a certificate and for how many people this is not an important part. Come on. Start poll. I'm interested. If people are really interested about the certificate, we can definitely think about something. So yeah, I see that for more than half, a certificate is very important and 33% is a nice to have. All right, that's something to take into consideration. I'm gonna come with more details about that throughout the next days, guys. Can we use Firebase as our backend? Yes, you can use Firebase. Rayan, good luck to you. Honestly, which is better, React Native or Flutter? React Native. I'm going to be biased, but I'm not a gatekeeper. So use any technology that you feel more comfortable with. If that's Flutter, I am perfectly fine. As long as you build something impactful, build something that solves problem and help local communities, that's perfectly fine. Let's see. Is Supabase acceptable? Yes, guys. Any tools, any technologies, Supabase, AWS, Flutter, React Native, Ignite, Firebase, anything. Certificates for all participants. If we are going to do the certificates, we're only going to give it to people who submit their applications. Anyway, guys, I think what you have to do right now is to go ahead, start brainstorming, and already start working on your application. Time is very limited and everyone has the same amount of time. No one has more time than you. And believe me, for everyone, it will feel hard. It will feel difficult. And you might feel that you don't manage everything in time. And that's perfectly fine. As long as you have something, as long as you have progress, continue working and try to have something to submit by Wednesday. Take it as a learning opportunity, and hopefully it's going to also be a successful project that you can work on in future. Join me tomorrow. We are going to have a live stream as well. And I remind you, the theme for this year is local community support. So go ahead, implement a project on that topic, and here are the next steps. The most important one is to build an application. I'm gonna do like that. Record and submit a presentation by 22nd November, midnight in GMT time zone. And on Thursday, we're gonna have a demo day to see the applications that were built and to announce the winners. That's it. Don't forget to join the Discord, and if you still have questions, feel free to ask them there. We're going to create a separate channel for this hackathon to have all the conversation there. You can find partners to work together, you can ask questions, and someone from our team will be there to help you answer your questions. All right, guys, I wish you good luck and have fun, enjoy it. Take it as an opportunity to play, to geek out about something, to try your powers and see what you can build in 3 days. I'll see you soon, and bye-bye, guys. Good luck. Let's get it started.